يستفتونك قل الله يفتيكم في الكلالة إن امرؤ هلك ليس له ولد وله أخت فلها نصف ما ترك وهو يرثها إن لم يكن لها ولد فإن كانت اثنتين فلهما الثلثان مما ترك إن كانوا إخوة رجالا ونساء فللذكر مثل حظ الأنثيين يبين الله لكم أن تضلوا والله بكل شيء عليم.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله، الصلاة والسلام على رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم وعلى آله وصحبه. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Give thanks to Allah. We ask His blessing on the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his household companions and all Muslims. Inshallah, we are looking at today Mawani'ul Irthi. Mawani'ul Irthi, what we know as inhibitors of inheritance. So, quickly, when we say somebody is an inheritor, the person has fulfilled all the conditions of being an inheritor, and the person thinks that is it fall under the suburb of being an inheritor. So there's a particular thing we need to also look at again, and that is, there is none of the inhibitors inhibiting such person. So it's very essential we mention those inhibitors. There are 3 in number, inshallah. So if you look at your screen, you see the 3. The first is al-riqq, slavery, meaning that somebody is in slavery, even if the father of the person is alive in another country, let's say in the city for instance, and the person is a slave, later the father died while the person is in slavery, such person cannot inherit. Such person can never inherit, because a slave and what the slave owns belong to the master. So if, let's say, a slave is inheriting from his family members, in all is the inheritance he will got from his family will end up with his master. What does that connote? Meaning that what does not belong to the master is getting it wrongfully. So Sharia will not support that. So a slave can't inherit. And we have a magazine, fiqh magazine, that says, he said, al-abdu, can you see, I'm writing out the qaida, al-abdu wa ma malaka, and what such slave owns. Sorry, the hamza is not appearing. So al-abdu wa ma malaka said milkun li sayyidihi. So can you say milkun lish li sayyidihi? Milkun means something owned, liwaza li sayyidihi. So you get now. So milkun li sayyidihi, can you say? So that is why a slave cannot inherit. So al-abdu wa ma malaka, the slave and anything the slave owns belongs to his master. So slavery, the slave cannot inherit. So that's the first. The second is ikhtilafu din. Ikhtilafu din, differences in religion between between the deceased and the person to inherit the deceased. If there's differences in their religion, there will be no inheritance. Then we have a lot of narrations of that. The Prophet told us sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, la yarithu al-muslimu al-kafira. A Muslim cannot inherit from a kafir. Wala yarithu al-kafiru al-muslima. And a kafir cannot inherit from a Muslim. So they are both vice versa. So that is that. We also have, this is, you can find it in Sahih Bukhari and Muslim. We also have another hadith that Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, la yatawarathu أهل ملتين شتى لا يتوارث أهل ملتين شتى. People from two different religions, they can't inherit one another. Two people from two different religions, they can't inherit one another. So this is very, very important, inshallah. So that is point two. Now let's move to point two, and that is al-qatlu. Al-qatlu yani al-qatlu zulman. Qatlu man, qatlu al-muwarrithi zulman. If one of those who is supposed to inherit, one of the warith, the person now what, he killed the person to inherit from. So the person he killed him, the person he is supposed to inherit from, and he kills the person out of oppression. Kill the person because he's in haste to inherit from the person. He kills the person because he's longing for the property, not something that I'll call in another way which can happen. Maybe for instance it was unintentional. According to the majority, you can still inherit. According to Imam Shafi'i, there is no inheritance. So I don't want to go deep into the scholars this thing, but they all agree that anybody who kills another person, he killed the person Zulman, you can't inherit for such person, because it's trying to target inheritance. And we have enough from the Quran, we have enough from the Sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, also some legal fiqh maxim. So from the Sunnah, the Prophet told us sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, "Laysa lil qatil shay'un min al mirath." There is nothing for the what, for the qatil, a mother will not get anything of the inheritance. So in another narration, the Prophet said, "La yarithul qatilu shay'an." La yarithul qatilu shay'an. Somebody who is a mother, who mother the person is supposed to inherit from, will never get anything. Will never get anything. So Sharia forbid that. And we have a legal maxim too on this court law that we mentioned. It says, and I quote, it said, "Man ista'ajala, man man ista'ajala." So don't mind the way I write, is the word we use. Say, "Man ista'ajala shay'a." Whoever was in haste, he did something out of haste. Qabla awanihi, before the due time of that thing. Person was in haste with that thing because before his due then due time. Awani means the due time. He said, the maxim continue. He said, the person will be punished. The person will be punished. Bihirmanihi. Bihirmanihi. How will the person be punished? He will be denied such thing that he is in haste about. Do we understand now? So we have, like you can see some of the this Prophet said, whoever take wine in this world will not take wine in the hereafter. Whoever wear silk in this world, person will not wear silk in the hereafter. See that from the hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So the same thing applies here too. So whoever is in haste and he killed the person to inherit from, he said, so such person, all the fiqh scholars, they all agree that the person will not inherit, because person is in haste, and whoever is in haste before the due time of something will be denied. Even you can see, even on the later days, the due time to slaughter our animal is after what? After Salat al-Eid. The Prophet said, "Man zaba qabla salat fakannama zaba li nafsi wa alihi." Like he slaughter for his family. Whoever slaughter before the Salat al-Eid. He said, وَمَنْ بَزَّبَ عَمَادَ الصَّلَاةِ فَقَدْ تَمَّ نُسُكُهُ وَأَصَابَ سُنَّةَ الْمُسْلِمِينَ. Whoever slaughter after Eid, the person have met the sunnah, have succeeded in doing the sunnah of the Muslims, and he has finished his nusuk, his sacrifice. So, because if you do that before Eid, it's just a sadaqah for you and your family. You will not end the reward of somebody who has slaughtered for Ilayah, somebody who has slaughtered for Allah, for Udhiyah. So that is that. So in Islam have this thing. So you see that with this Islam as it will curb somebody from being desperate. Allah Akbar. So Wallah, Islam is a miracle, Wallahi, except you cannot think deeply. All this we are talking about, it shows how complex and what shows that Islam is not just a religion somebody just sit down and put down. is a divine religion and defined, wallahi. So that is that, because all these, there are things it will curb. You can see the hikmah behind each of what Islam is saying. So Mawani and Earth, once more, we have in the Inhibitors of Inheritance, we have a record slavery, anything, because anything the slave was alabdu wa mama like amile konde sayyidi, anything else go back to Master. Islam will prevent such slave from inheriting. If you leave slavery, the is one of his this thing now died, then can inherit. But when he's in slavery, Islam will never permit it. So the second is ikhtilaf for differences in religion, because when there is this thing, it will affect Islam a lot. When others can inherit from a Muslim, you know, imagine when some wealth or among the Muslims is circulating to non-Muslim, it will affect Islam. It will affect the practice of Islam. There are, secondly, it will paralyze some ibadah that we call ibadah to Maliya, that needs money, because the wealth is going to non-Muslim. They will never sponsor such. For instance, if though, for instance, or zakat, all those this legacy, they will die. For instance, going to Hajj. So even the deen itself will be threatened, because when the people who are not doing that, there will not be what we call a tawaruf. May Allah continue to increase us in knowledge. Jazakumullahu khairan, subhanahu Allahumma wa bihamdik, nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
ولكم نصف ما ترك أزواجكم إن لم يكن لهن ولد، فإن كان لهن ولد فلكم الربع مما تركن من بعد وصية يوصين بها أو دين، ولهن الربع مما تركتم إن لم يكن لكم ولد، فإن كان لكم ولد فلهن الثمن مما تركتم من بعد وصية توصون بها أو دين، وإن كان رجل يورث كلالة أو امرأة وله أخ أو أخت فلكل واحد منهما السدس، فإن كانوا أكثر من ذلك فهم شركاء في الثلث من بعد وصية يوصى بها أو دين غير مضار، وصية من الله، والله عليم حليم.